Okay, so today we're going to do the hurricane website packet. We previously went over the words that didn't print off well on each page, but we're going to read it together today. All right, so let's start here with the hurricane's introduction. Hurricanes are massive storms with powerful winds and heavy rain. They occur above ocean waters near the equator. The reason for this is that hurricanes need warm water to form. Most hurricanes that form in the Atlantic Ocean happen between June 1st and November 30th. This period is called the hurricane season. The winds of a hurricane can reach speeds of up to 200 miles per hour. Some of these huge storms are so strong that they can knock down trees and destroy buildings. A hurricane can be up to 600 miles in size and usually lasts for over a week. Most of these violent storms move over the open ocean at between 10 and 20 miles per hour. Hurricanes, cyclones, and typhoons are the same kind of tropical storms. The different names depend on where the storm takes place. Hurricanes occur in the Atlantic Ocean and the Northeast Pacific Ocean. When a tropical storm takes place in the Northwest Pacific, it is called a typhoon. Cyclones occur in the South Pacific and Indian Ocean. Nonetheless, the scientific name for these storms is a tropical cyclone. That's why on the hurricane website it says tropical cyclones, like we just looked at. All right, let's go and turn the page. How do they form? Hurricanes form above ocean waters of 80 degrees Fahrenheit or warmer. This is one of the main reasons they mostly happen in tropical areas where temperatures are always high. Hurricanes are formed when warm and moist air above the ocean rises. When the air rises upwards, there is less air near the surface of the ocean. This event causes low pressure areas near the surface. The air from surrounding areas with higher air pressure is pushed towards the area with low pressure. When the new air becomes warmer, it also rises into the atmosphere. As the air rises, it gradually cools off and the water of the moist air forms clouds. These clouds get bigger as more warm and moist air rises from the surface of the ocean. I'm going to pause for just a minute. Did you guys learn about the water cycle last year or in third grade? Okay, very good. Okay, at some point, let me move the paper up a little bit more. At some point, the clouds and winds form a system and start spinning and growing at the same time. This system is called the Coriolis effect. The Coriolis effect forces winds to spin towards the right or left because of the rotations of the Earth. I do want you to circle Coriolis effect so you can find that easier after a while. When the winds of the system reach 39 miles per hour, it is called a tropical storm. It becomes a hurricane at 74 miles per hour. Hurricanes get weaker when they hit land. The reason for this is that they lose their source of energy, which is warm ocean waters. When they are on land, they cannot suck up any more water. Nonetheless, when they first reach land, they are still very strong and bring high winds and often floods that can be very destructive. All right, we'll go and turn the page. All right, so for exercise 3, you're going to end up choosing the best answers for the questions below. And on number 3, there's more than one answer. Okay? So you might put like a little star by number 3 that there's more than one answer. Then on exercise 4, you're answering the questions for the crossword that you see right there. Okay? All right, let's go and turn the page. So this information is on the 2 pages that we just read. Let's go and read. Let's go and finish reading though. Okay, parts of a hurricane. The eye is located in the center of a hurricane. Normally, the eye has a diameter between 20 and 40 miles. The entire storm rotates around the eye. This part of the storm is usually the calmest. The sky is clear and the winds are not very strong. Let me move that up. The eye wall surrounds the eye of a hurricane. This part is usually between 5 and 30 miles wide. The heaviest rainfall and strongest winds usually occur within the eye wall. All right, so on this paragraph, circle eye wall so you can find that easily. The rain bands are located around the eye wall and consist of dense clouds with lots of rainfall and thunderstorms. They make the hurricane look like a pinwheel and spin inwards toward the center of the storm. The rain band varies in width from just a few miles to tens of miles. They can vary between 50 and 300 miles long. And remember, we put an X on exercise 5. You're not going to do exercise 5. So if yours does not have an X, put an X there. You're not doing that one. Okay, dangerous hurricanes in history. The largest hurricane ever recorded was in 1979 in the Northwest Pacific. It had a diameter of nearly 1,400 miles and wind speeds of up to 190 miles per hour. The deadliest hurricane in the United States occurred in Texas in 1900. It killed more than 8,000 people, and remember, that's before they had warning systems. So they didn't have any way to know that it was coming and how to warn people back then.
The Galveston hurricane?
I'm not sure of that one because they had more than one.
The hurricane website, it was in the 1900s and it was on the very top.
It could be Galveston. There were two that were fairly close together in that time period, so I'd have to go back and see for sure which one it was. Hurricane Katrina was the costliest hurricane in the United States. This destructive tropical storm happened in 2005 and caused estimated damage of $108 billion. Katrina caused massive floods that covered 80% of the city of New Orleans. Katrina was the third deadliest hurricane ever recorded in the United States. The deadliest tropical cyclone ever recorded happened in Bangladesh in 1970. Between 150 and 300,000 people were killed because of this cyclone. So then again, on exercise 6, you're going to do true or false, and that information is mostly from this page that you're going to answer. Yes.
I want to look up what was the highest wind speeds of a hurricane ever, and it said that it was like Hurricane Patricia. Yeah, Hurricane Patricia for 1 minute had 215 mile per hour winds.
You looked that up on the hurricane website?
No.
On something else? Okay. Let me finish recording this and then you can tell me and I'll look these up, okay? All right. Because I'm trying to get through before I go take some pain medicine. I'm going to try to get through reading all this with you guys, and we're going to work on it today and tomorrow in class, okay? But at least it'll have, since everybody's here, you guys will all have had it read to you. Okay, and I think I'm recording anyway. All right, interesting facts. The winds of a hurricane in the southern hemisphere rotate clockwise, while the winds of hurricanes in the northern hemisphere rotate in an anti-clockwise direction. This phenomenon is caused by the Coriolis effect. So if you look here at the globe, you can see the ones in the southern hemisphere all turn this way, and the other ones turn this way. So they're going towards the equator. The winds are going, the turning is going towards the equator. Okay, let's see. The winds of a hurricane in the southern hemisphere rotate clockwise, while the winds of hurricanes in the northern hemisphere rotate in anti-clockwise directions. This phenomenon is caused by the Coriolis effect. And like I was looking at a minute ago, the winds they turn towards the equator. So they turn towards the equator. Around 2 million people have died in hurricanes over the last 200 years. Hurricanes are given human names by the World Meteorological Organization, also known as WMO. The names are in alphabetical order, and the first storm of the year always starts with an A. The planet Jupiter has had a hurricane occurring on its surface for more than 300 years. This violent storm can be seen as a red spot, and it is bigger than our planet. So the hurricane on that planet is bigger than our entire planet.
Is that true?
Yes. And when we get to space, we'll take a look at that. Okay. The Saffir-Simpson scale is used to classify hurricanes in the United States. In total, there are 5 categories on this scale which are based on wind speeds. Category 5 is reserved for the strongest hurricanes, with winds exceeding 156 miles per hour. Now let me check, because I know that they had changed those, and I want to see if this is up to date. And it does look like these are the up-to-date wind speeds. Okay, so let's keep going. The word hurricane comes from a Native American word, hurricane, which means evil spirit of the wind. Tropical cyclones are the only natural disasters that have been given their own names. When hurricanes reach the land, they often produce a storm surge. This event occurs when strong winds drive the sea towards the coast and cause the water level to rise. Large waves of up to 20 feet are formed that can be very destructive, and you guys know all about that from watching the hurricane video, remember? All right, let's turn to the page. How to survive. Before a hurricane strikes, it is important to take certain measures. Secure your house by closing all the doors and windows and boarding up your windows with plywood. Any outdoor objects, such as garden furniture and toys, should be secured or brought inside. The winds of a hurricane can even pick up large items and cause a lot of damage and danger. You can use sandbags to create a barrier against flooding. Keep items elevated, meaning lifted up, to prevent damage from flooding. Make sure you have an emergency kit in case you endure a power outage. You should also have the basic things you need to survive for at least 3 days, such as water, food, and a first aid kit. It is also a good idea to fill up large jugs with water in case you need to drink, wash, or flush the toilet after the hurricane. During the hurricane, you should stay informed about the storm via the internet, TV, and radio. Always stay inside and keep away from windows. All right, remember you have X'd out, exercise 9. So if you didn't put an X there, X that out. And then the last thing is the reflection. And this covers all the pages. So numbers 1 through 11 cover all the pages. Okay, is that helpful for you guys? Any questions? All right, I'm going to let you work on your own then.